What's going on, fam? What's happening? What's happening with y'all this afternoon? Guys, I decided to jump on this thing live, do a quick live, right quick. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves, man. I had set a time yet to do some live. Well, I hadn't done a live in a while, but I'm trying to get a few times down because I got some other things that I'm working on, some other things in the mix, guys. So, you know, that's why I hadn't been doing a whole lot of lives on YouTube. But today, man, well, I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to get up in this thing first before we jump this thing off, guys. But we're gonna be talking about why 90% of women choose horrible men. Why 90% of women choose horrible men. Guys, if you give women the option the options to choose men to be with, guys, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna pick the worst ones. And that's mainly the reason why there's kids all over the place. That's the main reason why there's children all over the place. And women tend to blame men for that reason. That, oh, I met this guy, he turned out to be a horrible man. I didn't know he was like that. I didn't realize that. Guys, they won't take none of the blame at all. Yes, I will say it's 70% the man's fault because he's just a fuck boy, if you want to say that. But the other 30% got to go to the women. The other 30% has to be placed on the women for her to take accountability for choosing the wrong man, which is very difficult for a woman to do. You know, we always say women need to take accountability, but it's just difficult because most women are not raised like that. And it's naturally taking accountability means you have to take responsibility of how you feel. And most women don't like to live in shame and guilt. It's very difficult. Us men, you know, we as little boys, we're taught to, you know, you got to suffer the consequences. Simple as that. But guys, the fascinating thing about women is that women get caught in this trick bag when it comes to choosing men. They get caught in a trick bag, and the trick bag is that logically they can sit up here and tell you exactly the kind of man that they think they want. They can tell you, you know, what he has to be, looks wise. Some women want tall guys. Some women don't want, height doesn't matter. Some women want guys that's financially above average. Some women don't mind building with a man financially. But so they can explain to you all those different things, what they want in a man. But the problem and where the trick come in at is that, guys, just because you do a positive action towards a woman doesn't mean you're going to get a positive feeling. And what I mean by that is that's why women will sleep. You'll find corrections officers, female correction officers that will sleep with inmate. They'll risk their job. They'll risk their freedom just to sleep with an inmate. That's why women choose guys that are part of the street life. Guys that has a possible chance of being killed, being thrown in jail, them getting pregnant by these guys and end up having to raise the children on their own, because that negative action doesn't necessarily manifest to negative feelings coming from a woman. So that's the trick for them. Yes, logically, they can tell you what they want, and logically, it makes sense just by looking at it on paper. But women are influenced by their feelings, and they're going to gravitate wherever their feelings take them. But a lot of it has to do with their values, where they place the most of their value on, which is some women nowadays, the modern woman seems to be placing more value on looks and status. And that's why the high value male idea blew up so quickly. Because these women have this idea of they want to live a luxury life and they want to be single. They don't want to be nowhere in between. So they got this idea of this man giving them everything they could ever want, and they will feel a certain way. They will have high status amongst their friends. and I can. It's almost a sense that I've accomplished something by getting with one of these guys, and they disregard any part of morals and values. They disregard that, period. And see, that's the trick bag, because it doesn't matter how much a man can support you and physically protect you, because I don't think that's mentally protection. Uh, if you don't have morals and values, that shit gonna blow up in your face. It's gonna blow up in your face no matter how you want to believe it. It's shit gonna blow up in your face. They're the kind of guys that will have a baby on the side while you married to them, or they'll bring you home diseases, or they'll destroy you financially, or they'll do all kind of foul shit to you because they don't have any morals and values. And morals and values are the number one thing that you should choose a man based upon, not how much his finances. Now, the finances can be secondary. That can be a secondary attribute, but it definitely has to be morals and values, because nothing works without morals and values. But I will tell you this: women will put stipulations on men that they can leave, or that they can do without. That they can, hey, I can take or leave him. I'll take him or leave him. So being that I'm gonna take him, he got to do this. He must have that. He must make me feel like this, and he has to give me that. Simple. But as soon as they get with a guy that they deem a 8 or 9, they're gonna put up with all kind of shit. That's the guy that's gonna get her pregnant, that's gonna leave, go marry somebody else, half-ass pay his child support, or leave the state and don't pay child support, don't have nothing to do with the kid. Those are the type of guys. Those are the type of guys. See, women overestimate their emotions. They overestimate that once they get involved, or once their feelings get attached to a man, they can control them. And most of the time, they can't. Not if they deep enough. They can't. Women like to fall in love, guys. They like the idea of falling in love over and over and over again. And falling in love with somebody, guys, that once after that 6 months to a year, then that shit wears off. That's a temporary feeling that she will never get with the same man. Clinical studies show that once that for euphoria is over, which is when you all in love at the beginning stage, lovey-dovey, holding hands, all that bullshit. Once that is over, she's never going to get that back with you. You can buy her whatever you want. You can take her wherever you want. You will never get that from you. She will never get that feeling from you ever again. The only way she get that feeling is going to be from a new man. That's the only way she can ever get that feeling again. It's got to be from a new man. That's why women tend to hit the reset button. That's when you get a woman that's with a guy that's devoted, that's with a guy that get up every morning and go out and grind every day, with a guy that makes sure things are taken care of around the house, and that's the type of guy that a woman get bored with. And as soon as she get bored, we all know what the excuses are going to be, what the validation is going to be for her boredism. It's going to be, oh, we grew apart, or we grew apart. Oh, he doesn't show me any kind of emotional connection. We're not equally yoked. All that foolishness. All that foolishness. Even if they have a kid. Even if they have a child. Because remember, woman will tear a family apart. Because for some reason, somebody fooled a lot of these women into thinking that a stepdad can do just the same as a real dad can. I don't know why or how, where the naiveness came in there, but it came. And no matter what women want to say, oh, he can be a good father to my kid, or he could be a good mentor. Let me tell you something, man. Ain't no damn kid ever went searching for a long lost stepdad. That kid wants to be attached and a part or connected with the real dad. That's what the kid want to do. So when these women get bored in these relationships and talking about they're not equally yoked and decide to leave the marriage, they ripping apart, they tearing down the man, so they leaving a broken man, and also they destroying their children's life. Because it's a proven fact that a child fare better with a two-parent household with the biological mother and the biological father. But they'll do this in a minute just to go fall in love again, end up right back in the same place, blame the man. Oh, but this one will probably cheat this time. Oh, he cheated. He was a cheater. I never seen it coming. He tricked me. Guys, very seldom are we tricked when it comes to dealing with somebody. Most of the time, our judgment becomes so cloudy with being in love, with emotional attachment, until we just are put up with the bullshit that we already knew in the beginning. That's simple as that. Most of the time, we'll just put up with the bullshit. We'll ignore that this person is foul. And that's how you end up with a person that cheats, a person that just don't have any kind of standards. That's basically what it is. And a lot of these women, they will pass up a good man, because a lot of, and let me say good men. I'm gonna say strong men, strong good men. That's what I need to say. Strong men. They don't understand what a strong man is. They don't understand how to approach a strong man in the sense of being in a relationship or starting a relationship with a strong man. Ladies, a strong man is not going to pursue you. He'll approach you. He'll ask for your number, but he's not going to pursue you, because a strong man has gotten himself to the place where he's mentally, where he's emotionally ready, where he's financially ready to take on more responsibility, to take on a woman as a wife. And there's no way that he's going to pursue after a woman until he wear her down, only for her to come into his life and may or may not like him or stay with him. Basically, she's getting a woman that she might could do, give or take him. He's not going to let you come in and fuck his shit up like that. There's no way he's going to do that. So he's very particular about who he chooses. And no, a lot of these strong men are not the typical high value man. He does well enough so he can take care of himself, and he can take care of a wife if he took her on. He does enough of that. Now, he might not be able to buy everything she wants, but he can pretty much pay for it. This is what I say: shelter, food, clothes, and bills. Now, all that other bullshit you're going to have to pay for. But he does the bare minimum. That's what strong men does. He does the bare minimum that it takes to sustain life with a family and live, at least you're not uncomfortable. That's what a strong man is. And to be honest with you guys, that's very difficult for a lot of guys to do. That's why the average salary is around $41,000 to $42,000 a year. Because it's not that many men that can get above that with the skill level. Because it takes a lot of hustle and it takes a lot of grind to get there. So there's no way a good man is going to run and chase after you. That's not going to happen. He holds himself too high for that. Now, like I say, he'll approach you. And to be honest with you, a lot of y'all are not even fit to be for a good man. You're just not fit. Your ideals are thrown off. Everything is just out of whack. A lot of y'all have this independent mindset. You're not into being a wife. You're not into that. Because why? It's shame to be a feminine wife. And a lot of y'all try to pose as masculine women, saying they have a feminine side, as if you could switch it on like a light switch, and you can't. But feminine women, what they do is they focus on making their house a home and nurturing. They focus on being the best woman that they could be to that man. Because there's nothing better than to a man to walk in a house and the smell of food on the stove. The shower in the bathroom is clean, towels laid out, clean sheets, good sex. That's nothing better to a man. Listen, only man wants you out here in the world competing is a man that's lazy and a deadbeat. Now, if a man is working and he fall on hard time and you have to get a little job to help him up and give him a little boost off so he can get back on his feet and take off back running, then okay, fine. I'm not against that. I'm not against that, but that ain't your focus. You getting a job should be secondary. You having to work in this world should be secondary. It's not a primary thing. It's not a primary thing. Your primary thing is to be the best woman you can be, the best nurturing woman that you can be. And a lot of y'all, quite frankly, don't have that because y'all were not raised to have that. A lot of these women, they compete with their daughters, so they don't have time to teach their daughters how to be women. They let their daughters parade around, taking off their clothes and wearing all this old bullshit that a father would never let their daughter wear. And the focus on getting attention from men. I want to get sexual attraction from men. That's the focus. That's the focus. And before you know it, they don't teach them how to be wives. They don't teach them how to nurture a man. They don't teach you how to cater to a man because he's catering to you by getting his ass up every morning, out in the cold, out in the heat, and going to work, whether or not he's sick or not. That's the nurturing he's doing for you. But a lot of women think that just because they look good and they're beautiful or whatnot, with all this fake nails, fake hair, fake makeup, all the fake asses, all that stuff, they think that that's all they got to do. Why? Because that's how they was raised. That's what their mom tell them. Hey, all you got to do is look pretty and a man just going to want you. Yeah, you're going to get plenty of attention from deadbeat ass dudes that you're going to end up having children with, and you're going to try to blame everybody else why you had a child with them. Simple as that. They're not going to pick a guy that's a 10, 5, 5, and 5. He's 10 in morals and values, 5 in looks, 5 in finances, and then grow to love him. Study trying to fall in love over and over again. Not just get on a carousel, man, on a treadmill. Out of one relationship into another, out of one into another. Then you find yourself in your damn mid-50s. Ain't nobody trying to marry no women in their mid-50s, cuz it just dudes ain't trying to do that unless he in his 70s. That's how it go. Anyway, guys, I'm about to jump off this thing, man. I gotta run right quick, guys. Shout out to the free crowd. Salute, man. I appreciate y'all. And until next time, guys, peace.